O'clock here in London. Let's have a look at the main moves in the market today. So if we start with the pound, so this morning 9:50 you had one of the most dovish member of the BOE speaking, and he made some pretty hawkish comments saying that it was now appropriate to for the BOE to hike, and it might come as early as the coming months. So pretty strong reaction seen in the pound because obviously one of the most dovish member of the BOE making some hawkish comments. Hence a positive reaction here seen in the pound. But before that, let me just show you here this chart. So this is the gentleman. So as you can see here, he stands on the most dovish side of the dovish to hawkish scale of the BOE members. And if I go back to my pound charts, so we're trading at around the 134.80 when he started speaking, and then making some hawkish comment. We managed to break above the R1 of the day, 135.21, and we also managed to take the 136 psychological handle, and we broke above the 136.09, which is the R2 level of the day, and we're still trading at elevated level as I'm speaking now. So that was for the pound for today. And then in the afternoon you had some US data. So you had the US retail sales and the industrial production. So both readings pretty lower than expected number. And the Fed had explained the drop in the industrial production, which is a multi-year low, by the fact that the Hurricane Harvey made it worse for the outputs of the Texas area. So again, explaining the worse than expected data, as we've seen earlier this week with the inflation reading related to the one-off event, the natural disaster that happened in the month of August in the Texas area. And then later this afternoon, you had some information regarding the tax plan. So earlier this week, we had the set deadline saying that the Trump administration is going to reveal all the information regarding the tax plan on the 25th of September. And then today we had a new information regarding the 25th, saying that they're also going to include details regarding the percentage of the tax cuts. So that's a new news. And then that helped the S&P here, as you can see on my chart, to break above the high of this morning, and then tested the high of yesterday, and now we're still trading at 24.95, which is really close to all-time high levels. So that was for the S&P today. These are the main news that happened in the market. Let's have a look at what happened overall this week. So if we start with the euro, starting with the euro, Monday, Tuesday, pretty quiet, as you can see here and here. And then on Wednesday, this is when we had the set deadline regarding the tax plan for the Trump administration. So US dollar strength, that helped pushing the euro to the downside here, as you can see. And then Thursday, the volatility, you can see here around this area. Let me just circle this. It's related to the BOE interest rate decision. I'm going to talk about this later. And then today again, the euro pushing to the upside, helped by the pound strength, affecting the US dollar, so the US dollar weakness. And also the worse than expected US data helped the euro to push to the upside, now trading at 120.36 at around the R2 level of the day. That was for the euro this week. And then the pound was really interesting this week as well. Let me just make this chart a bit bigger here. So the pound, everything started on Tuesday. Tuesday you had the inflation reading, and we had inflation 2.9%, which is multi-year high, and then core inflation 2.7%, which is also really elevated if you compare the data with the past few months. Hence this positive reaction here seen in the pound. So we're trading at around the 132 level. We managed to break above R1, managed to take the high of the last Friday, the high of Monday, managed to break above R2, managed also to take the 133 psychological handle on Tuesday. And then Wednesday for the pound, well, US dollar strength. This is what I explained regarding the tax plan. And then Thursday was the interest rate decision. So market was focusing on two main things. So the vote split. So how many board members stand on the hawkish side and how many of them stand on the dovish side. And we're expecting a split of 7-2. Well, this is what happened. So then we focused on the minutes and we had some pretty hawkish comments regarding the next rate hike, and overall the message communicated by the BOE was that they're gonna increase pretty soon. Hence this really strong reaction seen here in the pound. Managed to break the pivot level, managed to take the 133, the R1 level of that day, and the R2 as well. Managed to break above the 134 psychological handle yesterday. Next product, if we have a look at the safe haven. So let me just bring up my gold chart here and the T-notes. I'll just feed them to my screen so I have a view of the overall week. So as you can see, we gapped lower at the open on Monday of the electronic trade. So following the fact that last weekend we were expecting a test, nuclear test from North Korea, and it didn't materialize. So then risk on scenario, safe haven gapping lower at the open on Monday, and then we continue the trend to the downside here in the T-notes, and then same thing in the gold here. And this move here on the gold was following the announcement regarding the tax cut. So support of the equity market, US dollar strength, and then safe haven, so gold and T-notes pushing to the downside. So that's for the safe haven. Let me just have a look at the equity markets. Just bring my chart here. So this is the S&P here, center right, and then the DAX, center left. So same risk on scenario seen at the open of the electronic trade on Monday morning. So the equity market gapped higher. S&P, DAX gapped higher following the North Korean situation over last weekend. And then we made new all-time high again this week. We're still trading at all-time high level as I'm speaking here in the S&P. So that was helped for the second part of the week by the tax plan and the fact that we have now more information with a set deadline. And we also said that they're gonna give information about the percentage of how much they're gonna cut the tax rate by. So that's for the equity market. And finally, oil, really interesting product this week as well. So when we open on Monday, trading around below the 48 psychological handle, and then we had many different comments from the OPEC members saying that first they're going to extend after March 2018, so they're going to extend the cut, and then they said they're going to extend by more than 3 months. So obviously that's positive for the oil market. And we also had yesterday the EIA report saying that the demand for the coming months for oil is going to increase. So that was also supportive of the oil market here. Yesterday managed to break above the 50 psychological handle, tested the 50-50, and today was a bit more quiet. But given the rally that we've seen since the start of the week, well, it makes sense that today the market is a bit consolidating around the 49.80, 50 dollars handles over there. So yeah, that's it for the week. Pretty interesting. You had the BOE turning more hawkish, OPEC making some comments regarding the extension of the cuts supportive of the price of oil. Managed to break above the $50, and then equities making new all-time high again in the US, and then risk-on scenario. So gold and T-notes trending slowly lower for the week. Okay guys, that's it for this week. Enjoy your weekend, have a nice evening. Speak to you next week. Thank you.